guys. How you guys doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing fine. It's not that great of a day today. It's cloudy, but it feels nice and cool. You know, we haven't felt this nice cool weather in such a long time. It was so hot the other day when I made that video. And oh, by the way, the people that watched the video the other day with my neighbor, was screaming and sounded like he was beating something. I thought he was. No, I didn't actually. It didn't come to mind that he was beating his child by any means. He's not that type of person. But I see that some of you were concerned that you know, I don't know. I know you guys were concerned and wanted to know what the deal, what happened. You know what happened. I saw him not yesterday, but the day before, which was on Sunday. I saw him, and he told me that, yeah, I guess something did happen. Something actually worse than I thought, to be honest with you. Him and his family came down with COVID-19. Yes, they came down with COVID-19, and they were quarantined for 14 days. Even the children. But the problem is that the kids started getting antsy because they wanted to go and play. They've been locked down in the house for 14 days and they wanted to go outside to play. So they wandered into the next door neighbor's backyard where there's big dogs. And I think one of the dogs, tried to attack one of the kids or something like that. He said something like that. And he was trying to beat the kid away, the dog away. Lord, forgive me. No, not the kid, the dog. And besides, his kids were affected. They said they tested for COVID-19. Can you believe it? Him and his wife and his kids. He has 3 kids, 3 young kids. So when I saw him, he was telling me that that this was his first day out because he was locked up for 14 days in quarantine because they did have it. They had it, and then they had tested it. I guess he tested the morning. The whole family tested, and they were good to go. Which I don't understand because they didn't have any symptoms. I guess it's called asymptomatic or symptomatic. No symptoms whatsoever, but they tested positive. I don't know. I never understood that. I never understood that. That's why I'm kind of like about it, a little bit iffy about it. But I know that people have died. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be insensitive by any means. I'm not. I'm trying not to be insensitive by any means. It's just that I'm sorry. I'm a person that questions things. I do. I question a lot of things. And I don't understand how you can be testing positive for COVID-19 when you have no symptoms whatsoever. He had nothing. He said he was fine. So I'm still doing research on it, you know. I feel that if you are curious about something, if you question something, it's good to research. Do your research on things, you know. That's right. I'm calling you out, Black YouTube. Definitely. You know, I understand. I remember when you said that you had it, and I'm so sorry that you had it. I mean, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, to be honest with you. I have seen some people on TV. None of my family has gotten it. None of my friends have gotten it, but I have seen people on TV with the virus, and I'm sorry that you had it, but I'm glad that you're okay now. You know, I'm glad that you're okay now. And no, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying that, you know, nobody needs to go through that. Nobody needs to go through that. But I'm glad to know you, though, Black Tube. That's right, Black Tube. It was so nice to meet you. And so, I mean, I have met some great people on here. I'm so happy that I have met some wonderful people on here. And I haven't heard from a lot of them. And I hope you guys are okay. Caitlin and a lot of my friends I have lost. Not lost, but hopefully I haven't lost them. But I haven't seen them in such a long time. So many people are always around here. I can't just sit down and just enjoy myself and talk to you guys because it's so crowded. Everybody it almost reminds me of a makeout spot, where people go and make out. But yeah, so my boss is okay, and my boss's kids are okay and everything. But it was kind of scary to know that they had COVID, and they were like my next door neighbors. I mean, they're right behind me. They're literally right behind me. It's like, are you serious, man? He says, yeah. And he couldn't go back to work. He was supposed to open his hotel. He's the manager of the hotel, one of the hotels that I sing at. He was supposed to go back to work, and he couldn't go back. Oh, 144. I just keep seeing these angel numbers. I find it fascinating. And I believe, I'm going to change the subject now, all right? I just been seeing all these angel numbers. And I keep seeing, every second, I keep seeing 444. And I also see 144. And these numbers, especially when I see 444, I feel comforted. I feel happy. 444 is a big number in my life because I have looked it up. I have a book that tells you what these numbers stand for. And 444 is very special to me because they say that when you see 444 repeatedly, it means that your angels are around you. That goodness grief. Your ascended masters are around you. Jeez, did you guys feel that? That they're around you. So I see this number all the time. When I was taking my driving lessons, I saw this number all the time because I do my little rituals in the morning, and I do my prayers and my affirmations every single morning when I get up. I meditate every morning to quiet my mind. And I always thank my guardian angels for being around me, to always being around me, protecting us through the night, these type of things. And I remember when I was taking my driver's test, and some of you that know me remember that I went through hell to get my driver's test here because they make it a business. It's a big business here, okay? And I have been driving literally for like almost 30, 40 years. I started driving since I was 14 in New York. I started taking my driving lessons in New York. I got my first car at 15. I've been driving for years. And here, they wouldn't accept my driver's license. So they wanted me to start all Americans, to start all over again. And I didn't think it was fair because other people in other countries, they were allowed to use their license the way it is. But I had to start all over again, right? So I remember it took me 2 years to get my license. I had to go back to school. I had to take the written tests. I failed the written tests like 3 or 4 times. I failed the driven test about 4 or 5 times. And it was so frustrating to me, But in all of that, I remember doing my rituals during the day, in the morning, praying and asking the angels to be near me and to direct me and to have me focused on the road. So when I would take my driving test, lo and behold, if I prayed about it before I went to take my driving test, the cars in front of me always had 444. And for some strange reason, I just felt in my spirit that it was just telling me that, don't worry, we're here with you. That's what I felt. I actually felt that number just sent off a vibration that made me know that the angels were with me and they were directing me and they were making me focus on what needed to be done. So the moment that I saw 444, I would be nervous at first. I would be very nervous while I was taking the test. But when I saw 444, it would relax me. And it doesn't mean that I was going to pass the test either, because I failed even after seeing 444. But it just made me relaxed. And I knew for a fact that I did the right thing. I knew that I know I can drive. My goodness, I learned how to drive in New York. Okay? My father taught me. My father was a taxi driver when he first came to New York. He came from Jamaica to New York. And his first job was a taxi driver. So he taught me how to drive in New York on the FDR Drive at 14 years old. So don't tell me I can't drive, okay? So I used to get really upset and very uptight. And I'd see this number, 444. And I would be just relaxed, good to go. It was like an angel was like in front of me, always a license plate in front of me. Whether they cut me off, it would be a car that would cut me off or something. I'd look at the license plate, and it cut me off for a reason, because it wanted me to see the license plate. I'm sure about that. And it always said 444. It would say either 8444, 6444, 0444, or 4044. You know? I saw that all the time. So I just wanted to talk about that, because I just wanted you guys to know that if you guys are seeing 444, it really truly means that your angels are around you and your ascended masters are around you. I believe me, I am definitely proof of that. I love it. And I love seeing 444. And it just happens to be that somebody that's always cutting me off or something, it always has that number in front of me. I see 144, and that means something to me as well. That means something to me. That means that I'm a light worker, and I get this message from my angels when I hear this, that I'm a light worker and I'm one of the chosen ones. That's what I feel. That I was here to put on this earth to help others raise their vibration and prepare for the new world. Not the new world order now, the new world, the 5D. That's what fifth dimension. That's what I get that message from my spirits, my spirit guides, every time I see 144. And I see that a lot. I see it more than I see 444. So, and I know I have 333 there. Crystal Soul 333. 333 is my father's number. That is my dad's number. He always loved 333. And my dad and I were like tight. And when he died, the day that he died, I had to go to Georgia to go and see him. I went to Georgia to say goodbye to him, and he died literally right in front of me. And when he died, I saw the spirit leave his body. I saw a flash of light in the ceiling. It was in my home. And when we went to his funeral, I found it to be amazing that his gravesite is number 3. The cemetery was number 3. Leaving the cemetery to get some gas in the car, the gas was $33.33. I just kept seeing 333 everywhere. 333, 303. And he had promised me on his deathbed that he wanted me to live near my mother, because I don't have any brothers and sisters. My brothers, they passed away. I had a half brother that passed away, and my real brother passed away, so I'm the only child. And he says to me, Sharon, promise me that you will live with your mom, you take care of your mom. And I said, I promise you. He says, the moment that you make that decision, I will try to work something out on the other side. He says, mark my words. I'm going to work something out on the other side for you. My father, mind you, was a very spiritual man as well. So my mom came to see me in Spain, over here in Spain, from Georgia. She left her house and came over here. She was just spent a long time with me. Yeah, about 2 years actually. Matter of fact, she decided to come here to live with me and decided to have somebody to rent out my house in Georgia, our house in Georgia, and she came here to stay with me. So she came to my little apartment. I had a little apartment with 4 bedrooms, and it was just perfect. I just see 144 right now. Amazing. It was just perfect for me and my kids. My husband had left, and it was just me and my kids. So it was 4 of us. There goes that number again, 4. Anyway, um, yeah, and I realized, I said, this is not enough space for my mother. I gave my mother one of the rooms of my children, and I said, you know what, this is not big enough for her. She needs a place to breathe, a place to drink coffee with me in the morning. We drink tea together in the backyard, the type of thing. I didn't have a backyard, so I found this house. I found this beautiful house that I live in now that I'm going to have to leave eventually. Yeah, because it's very expensive. And I remember we went down. It's a long story on how I found the house. I mean, that's even spiritual in itself. Everything that I touch, it really is very spiritual. And that was a spiritual experience as well. But to get to the point of it all, to cut a long story short, I went to look at the house with my mom, and I was pushing her in the wheelchair. And we went to see it together. And when she walked in, she says, "Oh my God, Sherry, this is my house." She's Jamaican, my mom. She goes, "This is my house. We have to live here, Sherry. And we love this house. We love it. It's so beautiful." And I said, okay. I said, "But Mommy, this house is quite expensive. It's a 5-bedroom house, right? With 4 baths and a nice backyard and a garage. And it's not attached to anything. It's a single family house. With 2 floors. Beautiful house. I love it." And it was quite a bit of money, but my mom says, "Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it." She says, "I want to live here. I will pay for it." I said, "You pay for the utilities. I'll pay for the rent." I said, "But Mom, suppose something happens to you, and I'm here stuck with this house," which has happened now. She says, "Don't worry about it. I'm not going anywhere." So we ended up renting that house. The price of that house was wow. Okay, they brought it down quite a bit because they loved my mother, and they wanted to, assure me that everything was going to be all right. But it's still expensive. But anywho, I said, "Wow, we're actually going to have this house." I couldn't believe it, So then I remember what my father said, and I said to myself, I'm going to be living here, and I don't even know the number of the house. So I go out in the front. And I said, "I bet you my father had a part of this. He had something to do with us getting this house." And I said that before I even looked at the number of the house. I looked at the house, and it said number 3. And I just started crying. I fell to my knees, and I just started crying. My mom, I said, "Mommy, you would be surprised. What do you think the number of the house is?" And she said number 3. She says, "I bet you it's number 3. Number 3. I didn't even look at the number when we went there to look at the house. Number 3. She says, "Your father had something to do with this, as he said he would." So I just wanted to share that with you. I just thought it was a beautiful story. And yeah. So my father is always around me, and I see 333 everywhere. I mean, I don't mean to say that I take it for granted, but I see 333 everywhere. And 333 means that your ascended master is always around you, and they're always guiding you, and they're always, they're guiding you in whatever things, anything that you're doing, to keep your mind positive, to stay positive in the positive mode, and to stay away from negativity, because they're always around you, that everything's going to be all right, that everything is in divine order. And I tell you, when I'm going through problems, I see 333 all the time, and I feel comforted as well, as much as I do with 444. So, and I know my father is my guardian angel, and my parents are. They're there for me, and yeah. So, just thought I'd share that with you. I just thought it was an interesting story. Tell me some of your experiences. Have you guys been seeing angel numbers? Tell me what numbers you've been seeing. All right, and yeah, so we'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to chill out a little bit before I have to go and pick up my son. And I love you guys. Peace, love, and blessings and light to each and every one of you. I love you guys. I love you guys. Bye. So tell me, I want to know your stories. Okay? Write to me.